This episode of Business and Bourbon is brought to you by BombBomb.com, rehumanizing communication. I've personally used BombBomb on a daily basis and have sent nearly 5,000 videos to connections and business partners. It's a way to really create a personal relationship while still leveraging technology and being efficient. BombBomb has offered a special offer to listeners of this program. Through the BombBomb.com/business and bourbon link, you can get a 14-day trial, and once you sign up, you'll get a lavalier mic as well. But has to be through the BombBomb.com/business and bourbon site. So again, that is BombBomb, BombBomb.com/business and bourbon. Now enjoy the show.
I am not everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah, this guy, we're going to have a hard time shutting him up.
I will run my mouth all program, Ronell. It used to be a bad thing to be different. You remember you at the lunchroom table, man? You know, if you looked a little different, you get cracked on. You get what they call joned on, right?
Yeah, I'm still suffering from that, bro.
Me and you both. We talk about Chick-Fil-A.
Yeah.
Chick-Fil-A has had its share of controversy.
Sure have.
Right? But they make
But you still eat Chick-Fil-A,
But you
Nick.
still eat it. I don't care what you still. Why do we keep on? Are we hungry? You have remarkable people who look excellent in person, but they look raggedy online. And so I am the superhero for the anti-raggedy.
Welcome to Business and Bourbon, where we have real talk with real people. I'm Ronell Richards, the creator and host of Business and Bourbon. You know, all of us come to a point in our lives when either we're forced to make change or we decide to make a change and we want to go in a new direction with our careers and our professional lives. A lot of times, it's not by choice. You know, in today's episode, I brought in Nick Nelson. And Nick is a good friend of mine, and we've had the opportunity to sit down and have long talks about what it's like to transition, what it's like to be at the top of the mountain, go back down at the bottom, and have to climb that mountain back up again. It's not easy. It's exhilarating, it's fun, and it's scary as hell. So Nick and I got together and talked about what that journey was like for him and what it was like for me. This episode's called Talking Shit with Nick. Once you guys take a listen to it, I'm sure you'll understand why. So hey, I want you to go ahead and grab that glass, grab that mug, grab that favorite cup, whatever it is. Go ahead and pour your beverage into that, whatever it is you like to drink, because it's about to go down. Pour that beverage in there, pull up a chair, sit down next to us, and enjoy a little Business and Bourbon. Welcome back to Business and Bourbon. You are once again in the house with Ronell. We are at King and Duke, and another beautiful day. I don't know if it's just every time I come down here, I'm bringing beautiful days, or just Atlanta is that awesome. I guess it's Atlanta in the springtime. It's pretty dope. Today, y'all are in for a treat because I brought a guy in here. I don't even, typically before we sit down and record, I send everyone a prep document because I want to get a little bit of background. I want to know a little more about them. I want to know a little more about their background, and just make sure that we're fully prepared to give you guys a great show. This time, full disclosure, I did not, because this guy, we're gonna have a hard time shutting him up.
I will run my mouth all program, Ronell.
But all jokes aside, this is one of my friends, and certainly someone that I'm very pleased to have on the show, and it's going to be a good time. So make sure you buckle up, get ready. It's going down. I've got the official Nick F. Nelson brandpreneur in the house on the show. What's going on, Nick?
How you doing, man?
I couldn't be any better. I mean, I'm sitting here, I'm having some drinks. I got Nick F. Nelson.
Is it not a beautiful day out here or what? It's a beautiful day out here, man.
I'm telling you.
Like this is the first time in a long time, man. It feels like spring.
Doesn't it?
That's how you know it's going to be a fantastic episode, right?
It's going to be a fantastic episode because I've got Nick, I've got a couple of drinks.
Oh my
goodness. What else do we need?
What else do you need?
So this is how we always start the show, talking about what we are drinking. Nick, what are you drinking?
Tito's and soda.
That is your. You know what? They need to start paying you.
They do. Tito's and soda with a lime, baby.
I think you need a sponsorship deal.
Hey,
with
man.
them. Let's work on that.
Hey,
can I get 10%?
Can we please work on that?
Tito's. Listen, this guy, he has. I think that he has Tito's like on tap at the house. Like, I've got a personal bottle of Tito's that says Nick on it at my house. So when he shows up, I know that's his drink. So Tito's, come holler at some brothers.
Come holler at us.
Okay.
Please.
Now, I am enjoying a very classic beverage here, Sazerac. Once again, done here at K&D.
How do you spell that?
Sazerac. What? So here's the thing. You don't know this, Nick. Mm-hmm. But I won the spelling bee in the 4th grade.
Are you serious?
I was that good. Now,
wow.
I have gone down every year since then. And if you're getting a text from me or a DM from me, oh man, it's not that pretty. But in the 4th grade, as I was at my LeBron peak.
Wow.
Yeah, when it comes to spelling.
I could have used you when I created this business because I spelled the name all wrong.
You did. So, segue. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about your business, man. Tell the people what you do.
Yeah, I assist business professionals, groups, organizations, in terms of getting noticed. So my thing here is you have remarkable people who look excellent in person, but they look raggedy online. And so I am the superhero for the anti-raggedy.
I love it.
Right? I make certain that the remarkable person that you are that shows up in person, you look as equally remarkable online. And that's the thing that I saw, is that many people are afraid of online. Like for us, this is kind of like, this is second nature. But for most people, it isn't, right? They don't know what to say. They're not satisfied with how they look. They're scared of it, right? Somebody gives them a friend request, they're going bananas if they don't know them, right? And so I help people get comfortable with that, but then I also assist them with finding clients and the right client for them.
Man, I love that. And here's the thing. I think that it's something that, man, people have to take serious. Your online presence, man, I'm telling you, there are a lot of, like you, I'll use your word, there's a lot of raggedy profiles out there.
Oh my God. LinkedIn is a cesspool full of raggedy headshots.
And if you think it doesn't
and raggedy
matter,
profiles.
See, there are 400 million profiles on LinkedIn right now. And there are more being added every single day. So basically, you're in a sea of raggediness. So the benefit for you is if you're on top of your game and you get my man Nick, the brandpreneur, to go ahead and take care of you, now you stand out. That's what you say, get noticed, right?
You get noticed. That's what it's all about. It's being different, right? It used to be a bad thing to be different. You remember you at the lunchroom table, man? And you know, if you looked a little different, you get cracked on. You get what they call joned on, right?
Yeah, I'm still suffering from that, bro.
Me and you both. With me, I have a big head, but I leverage my big head to my advantage now, right? But back in the day when I had this big old head, I used to get joned on, man, right? But, you know, nowadays it pays to stand out, right? Because everybody is just doing the same stuff.
Yes, you had the big head, man. I was the Husky Jeans kid. Like, no joke. I was Husky Jeans, you know? And you know they didn't make jeans back then for us. So I had this skinny waist, right? But I don't know what the sizes were, but my pants were so big I couldn't get a belt. It was crazy. You know how it was.
Bro, I know. Remember when you had like the matching one? You had like what were the Garanimals? Where you had like the matching zebra with the other matching zebra? That's how you knew the two went together? So
here's the thing, man. We come from little different backgrounds, man, because I didn't really get I didn't get the name brand stuff. So even Garanimals, I don't know nothing about those. Mine was the knockoff. I don't know, subliminal animal.
Oh, bro, let's be clear. I had to knock off also. You know, it wasn't Polo. I had Hunter's Run. Y'all don't remember the JCPenney brand, Hunter's Run?
Whoa, yes. No, I do not.
Yeah, dog. That's what your boy had, right? So I'm with you. I get it. My parents didn't believe in name brands. They just believed in clothes.
That's what's up. Hey, one of the reasons that Nick and I vibe so much is because our journeys are so similar, and that's one of the things I want to get into. Hey, and by the way, guys, again, we're here kicking it at the King and Duke, having great drinks, and my friend Dustin Bohack has just walked in the door and come from Rebecca Creek Distillery, a friend of the program, and he's bringing gifts. Oh, small, but Dustin, come into this mic and say hi real quick.
How we doing, everybody? This is Dustin with Rebecca Creek Distillery.
That's how Business and Bourbon gets done. That's how we put it down. My man comes out, brings out the whiskey, and we're going to have a good time. So we're going to crack this open next, Nick, all right?
Very good.
All right. Okay, so our journeys are very similar. So one of the things that is really intrigued me, Nick, and what I think the audience can really benefit from is you've climbed that mountain, right? There are a lot of folks out there, a lot of entrepreneurs that are like, hey, aspiring to do some great things, create big companies, have a bunch of employees, all that sort of thing. Like where our paths are similar is you climb that mountain. I climbed that mountain. Yeah. I did it, and then we climbed it, came back down, and got to rebuild it, right? That is what one of the things that not only inspires me about you, but I just admire is what you've done. Let's talk real talk, right? You know this is what we do in our program, real talk, real people. So speak a little bit about your journey, climbing up and reestablishing and building a new brand.
So climbing up looks like for me, I worked in IT consulting for 10 plus years before I even started my own agency. So I started my career as a analyst for Accenture, and then ended my corporate journey as a program portfolio manager for United Parcel Services, doing large-scale implementations, multi-million-dollar implementations, and I was great at it. Project management certified. I mean, that was my thing. The problem here is that I went to grad school. I went to grad school for marketing and advertising, public relations, and got my graduate degree and all of that, and decided to chase the money in IT. But I really wasn't happy with it, although I did a good job, and I was recognized for it. I teamed up with a fraternity brother, and we created Liquid Soul together. And with Liquid Soul, we had an opportunity to create and market film and television campaigns for like some of the biggest films and TV shows you can ever think of. One of the first major projects we had was CNN. They had a show called Black in America back in the day. And Turner hired us for that. We marketed all the Tyler Perry shows, from House of Pain to Meet the Browns, you name it. And then we went over into movies. So we did a lot of African-American targeted marketing campaigns. Then when social came out in about 2008, we began leveraging that, got into publicity, and for years we were the agency of record for NBC Universal. So I launched shows such as The Voice, and went over to Fox and launched Empire and Blackish. So a lot of great work was done. The problem that I had was that after a while, I had a whole bunch of employees and I wasn't doing the creative stuff anymore.
Yeah.
And so all I was doing was managing, right? And that's cool, but I'm a creative at heart, and I just wasn't happy or as happy. And in 2013, my father passed away after a long, fight with diabetes, etc. And at his funeral, everybody that came up to me, he was a professor at Ohio State University for over 40 years. The Ohio State University.
OHIO. That's right, baby.
Yes, sir. And they came up to me talking about how much my father had impacted their lives. And I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I can't impact lives like this. I mean, I wanted to be like, my dad is still to this day my hero. And I'm like, okay, I didn't even want to be like Mike. I can't be like William E. Nelson Jr. if I'm out here, just doing campaigns for entertainment companies that could care less, quite honestly. And so that's when the whole concept of people, I wanted to do something with people and leverage my power for that. And then over the years, it just ended up, where I had to brand myself, because I'm like, okay, I want to be different and I want to, do something. And I saw how difficult it was. And I said, okay, that's a thing. And maybe I can do that for other people. And ultimately, we came up with Brandpreneur.
So let's back up a little bit, because the one thing I don't want people to think is that, okay, you climb the mountain and now you're on your next mountain. No, like there was a transition, and there's a challenge, and there's a struggle that comes with that. So you climbed your mountain. Now you chose to leave Liquid Soul, leave that behind, and start over. What happened next?
What happened next is November 1st, 2017, I started Brandpreneur officially. And I sat in my room for a week and said, what the hell did I do?
Yeah.
Because, my whole career reputation had been centered around entertainment marketing and around an agency that I formed called Liquid Soul. And so now I'm starting over again, and I'm no teenager. I'm 45 years old, right? And I'm like, okay, I got to take care of a family. At the end of the day, I got a family to take care of. And I had given myself a window, and I said, okay, I'm going to push real hard and try to create something new, something innovative, something different. And I didn't know what that was. And I spent roughly the next 8 months figuring it out in front of the world. And figuring it out in front of the world here is, I said, I'm going to leverage LinkedIn as a platform, because LinkedIn in 2017, they introduced video and content. And I saw that as an opportunity, because YouTube was it's just full of video of some great content curators, and it's hard to get noticed there.
Yeah.
Facebook is, I don't even know what Facebook is nowadays, man. It's just a plethora of just all sorts of stuff. There was no focus there. My client was not there. So I said, all right.
They're there. They're just mixed with
everything else. And so I said, you know what? There's an opportunity with LinkedIn, because I'm a content creator, or I'd grown into a content creator. Knew how to create videos, knew how to do images, etc.
Did you intend to be a content creator when you started?
No, I didn't. I started creating content because I was bored. Like literally, I wanted a hobby. I bought a camera and I started videotaping my family, and got into it and spent a year and a half studying everything about. I learned how to do everything I know how to do today watching YouTube videos. I studied cats like Casey Neistat to learn how to vlog. Even my brand day videos that I do nowadays, that's nothing more than a Casey Neistat video, at its core. Leveraging the same techniques that he leveraged, but I'm doing it for a platform who has no idea what a vlog is. Yeah. Right? Learning how to, shoot video, that's just trial and error, just shooting people for free and figuring it out, based off of YouTube videos in terms of, okay, this is how you edit, this is how you do it, and focusing there. But I did it for my family, then I did it for my agency, because I wanted to hone my skills, and then independently I did it for myself with Brandpreneur, and I do it to this day.
Mm-hmm. And you're doing an excellent job.
I appreciate that.
And what I want people to know is that when we climb that mountain, here's what I tell people, and I'm going to share something that's a little bit personal. This is real talk. When I moved to Atlanta 18 years ago, I would read these articles about, this is right around the time when the housing crisis started and people are freaking out. I remember reading an article in the Atlanta Business Chronicle about a developer, and this guy pulled into one of his developments. It was a residential development, and blew his brains out. And I remember thinking, what the fuck? Like, really? Is it that serious? And I didn't understand it at that point, right? I was at the start of my climb. I was down in the valley, like looking up, like, okay, I want to be this. I want to be successful, right? I want to have a company. I want to have employees and offices and all these sorts of things. So that was the start of my climb, and so I started climbing, right? Started reaching to the top, doing all those things, and I became successful. The way people view success. Okay, I was that. Offices, employees, and all that stuff. Here's the thing they don't tell you when you're on that climb up. When you get up to that top, it's scary as hell, because now you're looking down and you're like, oh shit.
Now you got to keep it.
Yeah. So I understood at that point. So for those that are out there that are like mid-career, that we've climbed those mountains, and now we're either through, you were forced out, maybe you lost a gig, maybe you had to close a company, maybe you just chose a different direction. We understand that challenge. We understand how daunting it is and what it looks like when you have to start to rebuild and rebrand. And you're not alone, for one. Nick has done that. I've done that. We're doing that as we speak, right? So I think what's important for people to know is that, again, not alone. You can do it. You can make it happen. And it can be exhilarating. It's scary as hell, right? Because now when we started, bro, we didn't have car payment. You weren't driving around in all your luxury cars and
what are you saying?
And mortgages and families.
I didn't have a child.
It didn't matter. Yeah.
I didn't have a child, man, when I first started, man. Now, I have grown boy bills. Grown man bills. Let me tell you something. And the thing about it here is that I've learned, and this is what life teaches you, is that everything has an expiration date. Every single thing. Everything you do has an expiration date. The problem that so many people have is that we don't plan for that expiration date. The milk will spoil, but we'll get hungry. We'll go in there, try to get your cereal, and then you look and say, oh man, the milk's spoiled. It's too late. You can't have your cereal, dog. The milk is spoiled, right? My thing here is now, and my whole mentality is staying ahead of the curve, right? When you're comfortable, you get lazy. And if you're lazy, you have nothing to motivate you to push you in new directions. It's all about not where you are today, but it's all about what's next. In dealing with entertainment, I dealt with celebrities. The one question they hated to get the most here is, so what's next?
Why is that?
Because many of them didn't understand their next. Well, I'm working on a script and this is what I'm planning to do. Those celebrities who were actually stars, you ain't got to ask. You ask that question to The Rock. He wants you to ask it. His pipeline is full.
Yeah.
You ask that to Kevin Hart. He wants you to ask that. Hell, you ask that to Sam Jackson. Stars? Don't go to like the C-class, B-class stars. They might shake up a little bit because they're not ready for it or they might not know what it is. Always be in preparation. I don't care if you're in corporate America. I don't care if you've had that job for 20 years. You should always be planning for what your next is now.
There we go.
It's not what you're doing today. It's what you're planning for in the future.
Nick, that's something I've been telling people for years. Like, you're happy at your job, happy with your situation. That's great. That's awesome. But you should always be, I don't want to say looking. It's not that you're always looking, but you're always in a position to take advantage of opportunity. And you may not. You may turn things down, and that's okay. But you want to be the one that is in the power role. You want to be in the front seat, so to speak.
See, but that's why a brand is so important. Dig this. You are a salesman, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, let me tell you something. If you have a brand, you'll never have to sell.
Speak to that.
If you have a brand, you will never, ever have to sell because it sells for you.
100.
You're not worried about that book. You're not worried about that workbook. You're not worried about that singular product. See, far too often entrepreneurs are focused on a singular product that they're selling when they should be spending more time selling themselves, getting people to feel a certain way about them. Two things. What do you want to be known for? And how do you want to make people feel? When I talk to my son and I ask him, he loves Chick-Fil-A.
Of course. Why wouldn't he? We all do.
We all love Chick-fil-A has something addictive in it.
Yes.
That's the only reason why you have lines around the corner all the time.
So. Mm-hmm.
All the time. All the time? Really?
All the time.
When I ask him, I say, son, what does Chick-fil-A do? They make chicken sandwiches. Now, you and I know they make more than chicken sandwiches. They make a wonderful shake, fries, salads, everything else. But they are known for chicken.
Yes.
Matter of fact, they will tell you even eat more chicken. I even have to hear that at the end of a birthday song.
Yes. Right.
Eat more chicken. Right. I don't know how the hell Chick-fil-A got the end of birthday songs, but that's ingenious.
It
right?
It is.
Right. But then I say, son, how does it make you feel? It makes me feel good. How many brands in this world would love to have people say, your brand makes me feel good?
Every single one.
Every single one. That's why Chick-fil-A is $1 billion company, dog.
And, I think the lesson in Chick-fil-A is something that we all can take something from, okay? Here's what they did. And when I'm coaching business owners, when I'm coaching business professionals, here's what I tell them. Find something that you're great at and put your shingle on that, right? You know how Chick-Fil-A started? Truett Cathy made a great chicken sandwich. That's it. One product. He took that product and leveraged that into, I don't even know how much. Nick, you know how much they were? No, you don't. No one does, because they're still a private company. Right. Who knows how many billions? But so when we're talking about whether it's your business or it's your personal brand or whatever, okay, make it simple. All right. Start at the chicken sandwich. Do one thing, do it very well. Become known for that. And then you can sell, like Nick, you said their shakes are good. They got a ton of products right now.
They got a ton of products, but
they started
with one.
With one, and doing that great. So it's quality over quantity. Okay, I recently had a little back and forth with a great podcaster out there. He's doing fantastic work. And I said to him, look, you've earned an advocate in me. I'm an advocate of what you're doing right now. And I told him, look, one advocate is worth 100 casual fans. That's what you're doing with Brandpreneur. That's what I'm doing with my business. Is we're building advocates, and I want people to keep that in mind. Focus on the quality, keep it simple, build advocates for what you're doing, because advocates, those are soldiers.
And be known for something. See, the thing about it here is, I hear so many times, hey, well, Nick, I don't want to be put in a box. You know, remarkable people who do things very well, high performers tend to be high performers in many different things. And so what happens is they appear as schizophrenic.
There it is.
They are all over the place. I'm in corporate America. I want to be a speaker, but I have a book, but I have a workbook, but I want to be an evangelist. It's like all over the place. My thing here is, people don't have time to figure you out.
There it is.
And if you want somebody to sell for you, the classic example, the mechanic back in the day used to do what? Be the mechanic. Mm-hmm. He wasn't the mechanic and the plumber. Mm-hmm. He was the mechanic. The plumber plumbed, right? You know what I mean? So, they were known for something. And so if you needed something done, they'd be like, hey, I need to get my car worked on. Hey, go see so-and-so around the corner. He's an excellent mechanic. Doesn't mean he didn't do other stuff, right? But he was known. She was known for something.
We've got all these great examples in business that are sitting right in front of us. They're the most successful company in the world right now, Amazon, right? What did Amazon do for 10 years? Books. That's it. Books. And now they've parlayed that into everything, right? So start simple. Then I think this is the greatest advice that I think Nick would probably agree with this, that we can give folks, and you're starting your branding journey, is start simple, become known for something basic. And then once you are known, start to expand that. This isn't like sage wisdom from us. It's proven. It's proven. It's done. Pay attention, right? All right. Here's the next thing I need to go to with you, Nick. So you talked about your son. When you started your journey, you didn't have any kids, your entrepreneurship journey. When I started my kids were super little, and that's why I started. My kids were, I think my son was 18 months and my daughter was brand new, right? So I figured that was the time. So I got a question for you. What do you hope, and I was thinking about this as I was coming in to sit with you, what is it that you hope that your son is learning from you and your journey? Because here's the thing, guys, you can tell your kids tons of stuff, right? You can tell that doesn't mean that that's sinking in. And what people learn, how they learn the best is by what they see, their environments. What do you hope that your son is learning from what he's seeing from you right now in your business and all the things that you're doing?
The biggest thing I hope he's learning is that no one is going to give you anything. Anything you get, you've got to go out there, you've got to go get it. I hope he's learning how to be a go-getter. Mm-hmm. How to be a go-getter. Some people call it a hustler. Some people call it, tenacious, right? But to have drive. If there's anything that I want to teach him, is to understand what it is you want. I don't care what it is you want, but put your eye on something and then go after it and put everything you have into it. And if you fail, it's okay.
Yeah.
Now that's a big thing.
Are you open with your failures?
I'm super open with I talk to my son like he is an adult. I've never done gibberish or anything. Like, I'll tell him, he sees, because he has no choice. He sees me working all the time, right? And so it's one of those things where I have to explain to him, hey, this is what an entrepreneur is, and if he chooses to be one, great. If not, that's fine also. Whatever his journey is, I want him to understand what hard work looks like and being focused on something and going after something that's bigger than he is.
I love it. Yeah, and I would just add for me, I've got 2 kids. You know that.
I do.
What I want my kids to know from my journey or to have learned, I hope they do. And that's the thing. We don't know until they get to adulthood, and hopefully these things sink in. But what I hope they've learned is that it's not about all of the material stuff. It's not about all of all of that crap, right? That stuff comes and goes. I hope that they look at me and they see a kid that was born in the projects, right? They see a kid who was born to teenage parents, right? And they see what my parents, and shout out to my parents have done and what I have done against all odds, and know that anything is possible. And I hope that my hope for them is that they don't feel a weight of trying to achieve at the same level that I achieved, but be inspired that, hey, look, my dad, my granddad, my grandmother, they came from this, and they were able to create and do great things and do and really be successful in this world. And shit, if they can do it, I can do it too. That's what I'm hoping that they're learning from watching me, watching all this stuff that we do, because we create. Like, listen, real talk, Nick, you know this, you're an entrepreneur. There's a lot of closed doors. And those of us with this entrepreneur spirit, we go and we make shit happen. We create. No one was knocking on my door and said, hey, Ronell, listen, you're awesome. We want you to be on our podcast. No one did that. Fuck it, I don't need them to do it.
You just do it yourself. You create.
I make this shit happen.
Right.
And
you figure it out. Man, I'm seeing you, like, literally. And I joke with you about it, but I'm seeing your setup and how you walked in here. You have a podcast studio in a Kroger bag.
At 100.
You have a podcast studio in a Kroger bag, dog. That's hustle. You know what I'm saying?
First of all, guys, it's not a plastic bag.
It's a recyclable one.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a cloth one. It's a cloth one. It ain't, but dude, it's in a bag. Yeah. I mean,
what is it supposed to be in?
Let me tell you something, and that's the thing that people don't recognize in the power of technology. Do you know, 5-10 years ago, it would have cost you $20,000 to do what you're doing right now.
Oh, I know.
For pennies, right? And so that's why I'm so in love with technology. And I get so angry at people for not leveraging it to their advantage, right? Technology, it's one of the engines that drive branding, right? I mean, this whole setup right here.
What's the great equalizer now?
It's the equalizer, man.
And that's something that I've shared in the past. With my sales and marketing business, 15 years ago, I had to purchase about $60,000 in servers to accomplish what I could do now for a $250 a month subscription, software as a service. It's crazy. So if we're not like you said, Nick, if we're not taking advantage of it, shame on you.
Right.
I tell small business owners all the time, look, there are tons of resources out there for you. Use it. But guys, know this. A lot of you out there are not. A lot of you are not. So those of you that are, man, I'm telling you, you're winning.
Right.
You've got a tremendous opportunity. Those of you that are taking advantage of what Nick's talking about, and you're using a company like Brandpreneur to create your brand and to grow your brand, man, you're killing it, because most folks out there they're lazy. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Or I don't even think it's lazy, man. I think it is that they're too comfortable. Let me give you the classic example. Working at a job, the idea of getting fired has never even crossed your mind.
Yeah.
You go in every day, do your work, and that's fine. That's all well and good. Remember, everything has an expiration date. Either it expires within your spirit or it expires within the spirit of your employer, right? But you have to understand that you constantly have got to be thinking about, what am I putting out there? How are people experiencing me? Now, what do I mean by experiencing you? When you walk out of the room and your coworkers think about you, or somebody mentions your name, what are they saying? Like, literally, what are they saying? Are they saying that Ronell, he's a great guy, he's a hard worker? Are they saying, man, that Ronell is a rock star?
The second, yeah, rock star. Yeah, rock star.
Or are they, saying some other disparaging words about you that you don't even know, right? It's all about perception. Perception is reality. I've seen people who are transparent. I'm just an okay photographer, like, real talk. I do great work, don't get me wrong, but you have other people, that's their craft. They treat it like art. Okay, I don't treat it like art, right? I make certain that it's excellent, right? You have to understand your audience. But some of those people who treat it like art ain't making no money. Not a dime. They're struggling artists.
There you go.
Right? You have to understand that there is a fine line, right? Understand and know your craft, but you have to understand what your audience wants. I tell this to authors all the time. Never create, if no one's asking for your story, it ain't time to ask for. Don't worry about your story. Worry about getting people engaged with you, right? So many authors are like, well, I want to tell my story. I want to tell my life. I want to tell my bio. Did anybody ask you for that? And then they wonder why at the end of the day, they got a garage full of books. Seriously, man. Spend time making people feel something about you. Let them feel something about you. Hit the emotional string. Get followers. Right? Get people who are checking for you.
Well, that's what we talked about. Advocates.
Advocates,
Build advocates for your business. All right. Moving on to kind of the next thing I wanted to talk to you about, Nick. So you went up the mountain, kind of come down, going back up the mountain. What's that climb been like?
So the climb is different. So the climb is being and staying small.
Ooh, I like that.
I don't desire to be big. I've been big.
Yes, I feel you.
And I desire to be lean.
Big is expensive.
Big is expensive. Big is not necessarily better. And it doesn't allow you to move as quickly.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? My desire here is to do something different and to be a disruptor. I'm a disruptor.
What does that mean? That gets thrown around a lot.
So let me tell you what a disruptor means. A disruptor is someone who is not afraid to go against the norm. It's like the old man who was like, you know what? I'm going to wear my shorts, my sneakers, and my black dress socks rolled all the way up, and I don't care. That's who I am, right? I'm at a point, man, where...
Nick, are you walking around your house with black socks and...
I am not.
I had a feeling you are.
Not
bro.
yet, but I will one day. I will one day. I'm going to be that dude. I'm going to have this big old belly dog. Oh, my God. And some Bermuda shorts with some white canvas tennis shoes.
I don't like that visual, bro. I don't like that.
But dude, like literally, it's... I don't care. I don't think I have to fit into any mold, right?
Yeah.
It's like Aladdin comes out this weekend.
Does it?
The magic word for Aladdin and the genie is Shazam.
Unless you're listening to this down the road, it's not coming out.
It's not coming out this weekend. Yeah.
But get it on stream it, Netflix. I think so. As a matter of fact, it's on Netflix.
It really is. But when you look at the genie, the magic word to get the genie out the box is Shazam. All right. The magic word to get your brand and to get you going is two words.
What?
Fuck it.
There it is.
As soon as you say fuck it, because you don't care anymore. I don't care what somebody thinks.
Yeah.
I don't care if somebody judges me. What I care about is the thing in my head that I see. I don't care if you don't see it. It's like a Marvel film. Don't leave your seats Wait till the end of the credits.
There it is.
Because you're going to see it.
Yeah.
It's going to hit you like a ton of bricks, man. Like literally, if more people said fuck it and didn't care about what other people thought, you'd have more competitors out here. You wouldn't have so many people doing the same thing, looking the same, acting the same.
I think that's one of the keys to succeeding, period, man. Like, whether it's big media, whatever it is, if you look at what you call disruptors, and I know that's a big term that's used now, it's people that are not afraid to be counterculture. They're people that are not afraid to receive any negativity. You look at the people that are making moves. To make moves, you have to be interesting, man. You can't just be milk. People gotta love you or hate you.
They gotta feel something.
There you go.
Richard Branson.
Emotion.
Richard Branson, you're gonna feel something about him, right? He's wildly successful, but people feel a certain way. Your guy over there at Tesla, people feel you either love him or hate him.
Yeah.
Bezos over at Amazon. You either love him. It's like literally a love and hate.
Yes, Nick Nelson. He's part of that too.
Hold on. Let me tell you something. I am not everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah.
You got people out there who are like, this dude is so unprofessional. But then you have other people who are like, this guy is incredible. People have to love you or hate you.
Yes.
I don't care. But as long as I make you feel something.
If you want to accomplish anything of greatness, they do.
We talk about Chick-Fil-A.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A has had its share of controversy.
Sure have.
Right? But they make.
But you still eat Chick-fil-A.
But you still eat it. I don't care what you still. Why do we keep on? Are we hungry? My God. Rodney Bullock, call me. Make me a spokesperson, brother.
Who's the president now?
Dan Cathy.
Dan
call
Cathy.
me.
Dan Cathy said this, said that. Nick's still eating Chick-fil-A.
He said, "Hey man, love is love."
Real talk. We have a pretty large audience out there and lots of different people. And with that said, hey, it's all love. It's all fun. So don't take anything too seriously. At the end of the day, we're just talking shit, and that's what I'm going to call this episode, Talking Shit with Nick. Right? What else you got for me, Nick? Drop a gem on them. So we're also big hip hop fans. Y'all can probably see that.
Oh my God, I love hip hop.
In the influencer, there's a couple.
Who's your favorite hip hop group?
Oh my
Hold on.
God, who's my favorite
your all-time favorite hip hop group, dog? If we have the same one, I'm gonna lose my mind.
So I got a couple of categories, but I'm gonna tell you
one. If you had to choose one hip hop group. Don't say it. So
I'm gonna give you three because it's impossible for me. That's like you asking me which one of my children I like best. So I'm going to go Tribe. I'm going to go Tribe. I'm going to go Wu. And I'm going to go The Roots. There it is. And you?
This is why you my boy, dog. All you could just stop with Tribe Called Quest right there.
Yeah.
Bruh, let me tell you something. If you want to know the foundations of entrepreneurship, look in hip hop.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Cats from the Bronx, from Queens, Long Island, Brooklyn, that came from nothing. Nothing.
Influencing the world now.
Said, fuck it, created a sound.
Yes.
Unlike anybody else. Created a style. Had hustle, had grit. Impacted not only a city, hip-hop impacts culture to this day.
Number one selling genre in the world right now.
Hip-hop.
Yeah.
More
crazy.
Specifically trap now.
Yeah.
Go figure.
I don't know, man. You see what's going on overseas?
Bruh.
Overseas? I saw something the other day. It was from Thailand. They were getting it in, too. I didn't understand a word they were saying, but they were getting it in.
Right.
Political and everything.
But the thing about it here is they broke all the rules.
Yes.
And then they made their own rules.
Business.
That's the
101.
That's the way you do it. You break all the rules and then you make new ones that become the new standard.
Yes.
But you know what? Back in the day, these cabs used to run it. They used to speak, break the bank hundreds of thousands of dollars to get medallion status to be a taxi cab.
Oh, yeah.
Until Uber came along.
Yeah.
Changed the whole game.
Yes.
Right? Come on, man. It's like you have to look at where is businesses solve a problem.
Mm-hmm.
What problem are you solving? If you can solve a problem that is, as Stephen Covey says, urgent and important, that's the key.
There you go.
To someone, to a specific audience. You ain't got to be everything to everybody. I'm not trying to be everything to everybody.
Oh my God. Yes, that's one of the things that frustrates me the most about, a lot of folks out there I'm talking to that are small businesses. They want to create a product that appeals to everyone. Why? Like, here's the thing. Niches are very profitable. Okay? Be the best. It's like we talked about earlier, the chicken sandwich. Be the best in that niche, and guess what? You write your own ticket.
You write your own ticket, man.
You tell them how much you're going to charge, and you know what? They're going to pay it every single time.
Right.
Right or wrong.
You're absolutely right, man.
Hey, you know what? It wouldn't be a podcast with Ronell and Nick if we did not talk about the best university in the land.
Let's talk about Ohio State for a minute.
The
Ohio State University.
Yes, OH.
Uh-oh.
That's right. So for those of you that don't know, Nick and I are both Ohio natives, and
Columbus, Ohio. What city you repping?
Youngstown.
Youngstown, Ohio. Youngstown thug.
If you didn't know, no. no, not that. But if you didn't know, now you yo. What?
Oh my God, that was terrible. That was terrible.
I thought it was all right.
That was absolutely. That was not all right.
All right. So how are we feeling about this football season upcoming?
Bro, let me tell you something. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, man. I mean, like,
confident.
But you know,
I'm sorry, Georgia.
Bro,
I'm sorry, Georgia.
I always feel like with Ohio State, man, with Urban, the way he recruits,
yes.
Dude, even the backup squad has a backup squad,
I know,
bro.
But he's gone now. I'm a little afraid there. I don't know what our coaching staff is going to do.
Bro, I don't know.
And I'm sorry if we're losing part of the audience. Just hang in there, all right? Y'all learn a little something.
Dude, but the thing about it here is that Ohio is such a big football. Columbus, Ohio.
Ohio's such a great state. Don't live there, but it's a great state for great people.
It's a great,
hardworking Midwestern people.
It is a football town, man,
yeah.
And they take it just as serious as like Alabama.
Heck yeah.
Takes Bama. Ohio State takes Ohio State.
Better believe it.
And they're never gonna let that team, just hang out there, bruh.
So we live in Georgia, so I want to go ahead and apologize to my Georgia friends and fans because
I don't apologize.
We took Justin Fields, and for those of you that don't know, he was the #1 quarterback coming out of high school last year.
Period.
Yes, and he's transferred to the Ohio State University. I think because he wants to win a championship.
Because he is going to win a championship.
I believe so.
Yes.
All due respect to Bama and Clemson, you guys are awesome, but we're coming for it. We're coming for that ring this year.
Always.
All right.
Always.
So now that we lost a little bit of the audience, those of you that are still hanging out, we appreciate you. Hey, when you guys get into town, get into Atlanta, make sure that you holler at myself and my man Nick, the brandpreneur. Nick, tell people where they can find you.
I'm across all platforms, Instagram brandpreneur, LinkedIn Nick F. Nelson, or you can do #brandpreneur. And do a Google, Nick F. Nelson Brandpreneur, and you'll find me.
Can't miss him.
Can't miss me.
He'd be shitty at branding you if he can't brand himself.
Hello. But let me tell you something, and this is just real talk about Ronell. Ronell is a great human being. The thing about I met you, man, over the phone like over a year ago.
Yes, sir.
And you hit me up, and you were just, we were just rapping about, content, what it looks like, how to do it.
Yep.
And I gave you just a couple of nuggets, man, just in terms of my own experience.
Yes, sir.
And bruh, just to watch you transition and watch you grind and watch you build and establish relationships and establish a presence. And the most important thing that has impressed me is your consistency.
Thank you.
See, many people come and many people go.
Absolutely.
But you're in my damn feed all the time.
You know what? Because you taught me that, sir. Nick said, look, I want people when they wake up, when he said you're going to be like the alarm clock. You open up your phone, first face you're going to see is Nick F. Nelson. And I'll be goddamn if he's not on mine every day.
But dude, like for real. But in advertising, and I learned this in advertising, that's called an impression. Impressions is media. I treat as I teach everybody, treat these channels that you have like you are a media company, because if you're doing it right, you are. ABC is a media company. They have air. Mm-hmm. If they don't have anything on air, they don't have an audience, nor do they have advertisers, nor do they have revenue, because advertisers pay to run their commercials on ABC's air against their shows. Your LinkedIn profile, your Instagram profile, your Facebook profile is your broadcast channel.
It is.
Now, you have liberty to curate that broadcast channel how you want to. If you provide some focus to it, you could attract an audience and then ultimately get that audience to feel something about you and to follow you. Yeah. In TV, they call it ratings. In social media, they call it followers, right? And then, just like ABC does with its audience, they monetize that audience in some way. You have the ability to do the same thing with yours just by providing value and then an offer and or an ask.
And the one thing I'd add to that, Nick, is that don't get caught up in numbers. Numbers don't mean shit. Okay?
It's engagement, man.
There you go. I don't care if you got, you put out a post, people get, and you get 1,000 likes. Who gives a shit? What matters is how many advocates, how many soldiers do you have? At the end of the day, if you do an event, how many people gonna show up?
Right.
So focus on quality. Folks, don't get caught up in who's liking, who's not liking. It only takes one view to be successful. Just one. That one person. Dude. One person that can put you in a situation where you can have an opportunity.
Right. All it takes is one. Dude, you're only one post away from the next big opportunity in your life. Like, seriously, nowadays, if the right person sees you, the right person for you.
Or hears you. Y'all know where you can get at us. Nick. Netflix, I'm talking to you.
Netflix,
Amazon, we're talking to you.
My God.
Hey, Facebook, I know you're in the game too. Hey, you know where to get us.
The right one hears you.
Yes.
And feels what it is you're talking about, can change your whole life.
Absolutely. And guys, that's not just in the media world. That's why this social media thing, this LinkedIn thing, and that's what Nick and I are big LinkedIn. That's where business people are going to do business. So if you are a great accountant, who gives a shit? Unless they know. People got to know you. You mean the greatest accountant in the world.
Right. The work alone ain't going. The work alone doesn't mean it. I hate to say it.
Not in 2019.
I hate to say it. I hate to say it right now. Your work alone doesn't matter if you cannot show people, or if they cannot hear the insights that come from your voice. You're just one more person that does great work that nobody knows about.
100. And there are people out there that are listening, they might think that's controversial. No, it's not. You know why? Because 40 years ago, Nick, you had to have your name in the yellow pages, right?
And be an A. You had to be.
Like,
that's why there's so many AAAs, dog.
You had to have it, this social media, this LinkedIn, right. This is the new yellow pages.
It is, man.
Yo, if you don't want to participate,
it's better. You couldn't search yellow pages as fast as you can.
Yes.
It wasn't. It was a big old book. Now yellow pages is in your pocket, dog. Mm-hmm. Literally. And the thing about it here is, this is where I leave you. Right now, there's somebody who is mediocre.
Yes, I love it.
Who sucks at what they do.
Yes.
Who looks amazing online.
Kicking your ass.
Kicking your ass. You're mad. You're right. Sitting in a corner sulking.
Hate.
Why did this person get that promotion?
Yep.
Why are they getting this opportunity? Why are they on this panel? Why are they getting these speaking engagements? I'm better than what they do.
Yes.
I do great work.
Uh-huh.
You know why? Because they're spending time promoting themselves.
There you go.
They're spending time. They don't care. They're showing people what they are doing.
Yes.
They're not so concerned about what people think. They've said, fuck it.
Preach. Are we in church? No, I don't think you can say
Pass
fuck
the
it
plate.
in church.
You cannot.
No,
You
we can't get
cannot.
away with that. Hey, with that, man, I think that's how we ended, Nick. That was fantastic.
That's how
man.
I leave you.
That's how
don't let these mediocre people come out here and steal your candy.
There you go.
Right?
Do
not let them do it.
So talking shit with Nick, don't let shitty people be more successful than you. All right? Just because they are better at promoting. Promote, learn how to do it right. Holler at Nick. You need some help? You know where to find me. And get out to Business and Bourbon Live. We're touring right now, man.
Will you please?
So if you don't get out there, you're a loser. No, I'm just kidding. You're not a loser, but yeah, you're a loser. I'm saying it. Get out the if we're in your town, you better come see us. All right.
I got to get a shout out.
What's up?
I got you know, dude. I couldn't be. Hip hop cats. When they get on the radio,
yes, sir.
They got to do the shout out. Okay. So I got to do shout out. Got to do shout out to, first of all, wifey. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. All right. Got to give a shout out to my son. That's my dog for life.
Yes.
Got a shout out to the brand squad. Francisco, the photo booth man.
Francisco.
Brandon, the network king.
Yes, sir.
Whitney Olivia, Miss Perched, the best makeup artist in the world. Tiffany Williams, and all of my brandpreneurs out there who've had done any work with me whatsoever. Guess what? You know what I'm already about to say. You are fucking remarkable, and that you let anybody tell you different.
And we out. Thank you for listening to the Business and Bourbon podcast. Please subscribe. And if you like us, give us a 5-star rating. If you don't, have another drink. Maybe you'll feel a little bit differently. If you'd like to check out our videos, you can go to businessandbourbon.tv. That's businessandbourbon.tv. In addition to that, we're currently touring the United States with our Business and Bourbon live show. It's a fantastic show where we do a whiskey education and we do some Q&A, and it's a great networking event as well. So if you'd like to attend one of our Business and Bourbon live events, you can go to businessandbourbon.live. Again, that's businessandbourbon.live. Thanks again for listening.